Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome to the start of this playthrough of Xenoclash, a game that I've been meaning to do since I first started LPing. In fact, this actually came out the same year that I started LPing in 2009, so it's an accurate statement. So this is a game that I think is worth LPing because it has a very distinct art style that, or I guess world design that kind of holds up even though this is a Source Engine game. It's worth talking a little bit about how this game came about. So this is made by Ace Team, who have kind of made a name for themselves for weird games by this time. You know, Rock of Ages and stuff like that. The upcoming Eternal Cylinder. But they actually started as just a 3-man mod-making team, and it's made up of 3 brothers, you know. It's called Ace Team because the 3 brothers are Andreas, Carlos, and Edmundo Bordeaux. And yeah, they started a company to make games. Originally they started out making mods, but this was their first commercial release. It was originally supposed to be a much more ambitious mod called Zenozoik, which is how they pronounce it in-game. It's still the setting of the world, Zenozoik, but they ended up having to scale it down to Xenoclash because originally they wanted to do like an open world with RPG mechanics and first-person melee combat and FPS segments, and it was just a little too much, so they ended up scaling it down to just a first-person melee game that also has some FPS segments in it as well, and that's how this game came about. So let's get in here. This is a fairly short game. It's only like 5 hours, so this won't be a very long LP, and I have no idea if I'm going to do the second game, because that is closer to what they wanted to do. It's much more of a open game, but some parts of it are not great. Alright, so let's begin. This also starts in medias res, so if you're not really sure what the hell's going on at the start, that's fair. You're not supposed to. Until the story eventually catches up to itself. But I think you can pretty much describe the design of everything in this game as generally weird. The characters, the creatures, the world, the weapons. Also, despite being a fairly small indie project when this came out, I think that some of the voice acting in this is actually really good, and the soundtrack is pretty good too.
Ghat. That trick with the bomb. You learned that from me, remember? But you didn't do it right. You are not dead like me. Let's see what else you remember from your training. Try kicking those birds for a warm-up.
So of course, our tutorial is just us being unconscious and remembering this stuff. So we got these scrawny-looking chickens here, and we kick the shit out of them.
Good.
Chicken chaser? You chase the chickens?
Enough with the birds. Now you will fight me. But those kicks won't help you much. To fight the real opponent, you have to focus on him.
Yeah, so if you're not locked on, you don't really do much of a combo, you just do like regular punches and kicks.
Now all your attacks and your movement are focused on me. Now hit me.
So you can do individual punches, but if you hold it down, you do a 3-hit combo.
Now not to punch once. Do a 3-punch combination. Your combination is much faster, much better than single punches. Now hit me with a strong attack. Good.
As you might expect, strong attacks break guard.
My punches. Good. Now block until you are tired.
You can see our stamina at the top right, or top left there.
You can't block, and your punches get slower. Now get out of the way of my attacks. See my attack coming.
Alright, let's see if I can actually time this right.
Good. Now do it.
You have to dodge a lot earlier than you might think.
Good.
But you have a pretty wide dodge window once you do.
You must be quick to decide on who you will focus on.
I do think that this tutorial is a little awkwardly shoehorned in. Like, I feel like there should be a little bit more before this in terms of setup than just, here, have a punch tutorial. But considering this is a game where you do a lot of punching, you gotta learn how to punch good. Okay, so we can move the mouse over to look over without changing where we're facing.
Now fight him only. He is done. You can do something better than hitting him. Grab him. Now you can crush his face, and you can throw him away.
So you can do left click to smash his face, and then before the fourth hit, you can actually do a heavy, and you just elbow him in the back of the skull instead.
Yes.
But we'll see that once we get into a real fight.
That trick with the bomb. You learned that from me, remember?
Alright. Back to present time. So this is our protagonist, a Ghat. I like his design. It's kind of tribal-esque without really being any kind of specific tribal. Also, I like that this map fills out as we go through the game with new areas. This essentially goes level by level. It's a linear progression, but you're traveling across the world as you do. One thing we don't really get to see a lot of here is the city of Halston, which is what we're escaping right now. You do see a lot more of it in the second game, because it is kind of a hub. Got blood on our hands. And you notice he's wearing Metamoq's cod piece on his leg there.
Ghat, I don't know why you did it. Father, Mother's children are already coming.
Look at this bonehead.
Are you listening? Ghat!
If you stay with me, they might hunt you down too.
I know.
There he is!
But yeah, I think Ghat has especially good voice acting.
Eat your banana, toughen your skull! Try to resist, Ghat!
Did he just say rip and tear?
Open the gate. You're no brother of mine, Ghat! You killed Father Mother, you worthless cack!
You might be able to tell, too, that this game has a lot of inspiration from classic beat-em-ups, hence why you have enemy health bars whenever you lock onto them. You can see these are our brothers and sisters. Or sister. We are related to kind of a pig man, a bird man, and just an angry lady. Alright, I dodged her and did a counter, but she also dodged me. It's interesting because we will be fighting these characters multiple times throughout the game, but each of them has a distinct kind of style to how they fight, and it gets better as it goes. Like, they're all pretty easy right here. They don't really dodge much, they kind of just let you hit them. So, 1, 2, 3, and then you can throw them instead, but that does a lot more damage if you just smack the shit out of them.
Hang on, Ghat!
Because you can also, and then toss him off to the side. Oh, oh, there he goes. That actually might be a problem. I didn't think you could throw them off. I thought he would just die if I did that. Oh, there we go. He jumped back up. fixes itself. You can pick up and eat fruits to recover health. Yeah, so we'll be seeing these oranges all over the place. Like orange fruits. Maybe we can look around here before we go.
Get through now?
We've got frog in a barrel merchant. We've got another one here. We've got this guy. I don't really know what his deal is. He's got like poker chips for eyes. We've got four-boobed rat lady. We've got just regular like mohawk lady. And then this giggle puss. I don't know what she's supposed to be. Alright, I'm coming, Deadra.
Are you through?
But that one fight took so much out of us that we passed out again.
Pick up the weapon. Go.
Because we gotta learn how to shoot.
Your weapon. With it. Now reload your weapon.
Yeah, you might spend most of the time punching people's faces in.
Now we play a little game.
But sometimes you can pick up a gun in the middle of a fist fight and just start shooting them.
Birds after I throw them.
I love the weird gun designs in this.
They stop moving.
They're all made of, like, bones and other organic parts. Alright, so he rips the head off a chicken. We just have to shoot it before it falls over.
Look. Shoot again.
So, weapons have a set ammo capacity. This thing has 3 shots, but you can reload it infinitely. You never actually run out of ammo. I did it. You just kind of stared awkwardly after I did it. Something about the filter makes things look really bad when you're in this dream. Like there's weird lines. So if you unlock on while you have a gun out, you actually put your gun away. If you don't do that and you get hit, you actually just drop your gun completely. And you can also huck it, which will stun people.
Now get the skull bomb.
The skull bomb.
Let me see it explode one last time.
It's pretty much just a grenade. Honestly, I probably won't use skull bombs very much because
Explosion was the last thing I saw when I was alive.
the physics are very janky on them.
The last thing Father and Mother saw when she was alive. But you are not dead.
You have failed me
Ghat, are you okay?
by living.
You were gone for a minute. I know you're tired, but they're bringing bugbirds to follow you. You have to get a gun before they get here.
And of course, in this world, you can just find a gun lying around. Anywhere in the market. So here we have the fish pistols. But yeah, it's just got like random screws sticking out of it. It's great. Like, I already like kind of the junk aesthetic that some post-apocalyptic games have for their guns that are held together by duct tape. But this is a whole nother level of weird gun. So these are really weak, but they have the highest capacity of any gun in the game. So I wish we could get a good look at these bug birds without getting attacked by them. Kind of get a look at them now. See, they're just kind of horrible beaky things. So their mouth almost looks like stitched, like the outside of it.
could jump from here to that roof and... Ah!
Dead.
Don't worry about me, Ghat.
Alright, so Remat and Gastornis are back for a rematch, and they brought one of our other brothers. Except she has a grenade launcher now, so we gotta shoot her to get her to drop it. Enemies will keep picking up guns, though, so it's not like they're just disarmed once you hit them once. Zitzi here is actually a little better at blocking and dodging. Now we've got the grenade launcher. It's not very good. It does okay damage, but... Alright, got a counter in. I wasn't even trying to counter either. Ooh, that was a little too close. Kick him while he's down. Don't worry, he'll be fine. No matter how many times you blow him up or beat his skull in, his fragile bird bones will be fine.
It's funny you decided to follow me, Deadra, because I wasn't going anywhere.
So you were going to wait here till your million brothers and sisters got here and killed you? Get up, you Tef. We'll go into the beach or the woods, where we can hide. Away from Halston.
I'm glad you came, Deadra. Seems now it's my turn to follow you.
If he wasn't going anywhere, then why'd he run away from the scene of the crime? Also, Deadra's just kind of his bestie.
Do you think your family will come after us?
I'm sure of it. It's what I would do.
Alright, now we're in the swamps and we've got this shrunken head crossbow. These crabs are probably the most normal creature in the game. They're the only thing that's very terrestrial looking. Because, you know, they are just crabs that spit. Top up our health here, grab some more skull bombs, fish pistols.
Listen, rathbirds. Get ready to shoot them.
Thankfully, there aren't very many of these, but the levels where you need to just shoot a bunch of wildlife are not great, because the wildlife doesn't really do much. Well, this is a rathbird. Must chop all the birds.
They like to attack the mining groups.
Also, I feel like almost all of the wildlife you have to deal with has some kind of ranged attack. Except, I suppose, the bug birds at the start. So yeah, you can't avoid that this game is a Source Engine game, you know. It still has a little bit of Source stank under it, but I still think it holds up better than a lot of other Source games from the time. But here, where you've got, like,
Behind us!
the reeds popping in, that's definitely an engine limitation.
If we at least had enough time.
How would you boil something this large on the go? You need a pretty big pot to cook a rathbird. Unfortunately, we do actually have to kill all of them, too. Even though this is the end of the level right here. I like, too, that you reload these just by, like, kind of cocking the fish a little bit. You don't even have to put anything in them. We good, Deadra? You can open the gate for me? This tiny little gate?
Just have to follow the trail of dead animals to find us now. Let's get out of here.
Alright, into the woods we go.
I hope our trail is harder to follow in the woods. By now Rimat must be up and telling your hundreds of brothers and sisters to come after us.
Father, Mother had many children, but we are not hundreds.
Oh, you're not hundreds. We're pretty safe then, huh?
I mean, she keeps scaling down her estimate. She said millions before.
What's that noise?
He is one of the Corwid of the Free.
One of those crazy people? Cack, if this place is full of Corwids, I'd rather go back to Halston.
They're not so bad. Look, he has his mind set on headbutting things, and nothing will change his mind about that.
But why would he do that?
Why not?
Watch out!
Alright, so we're in the crazy people woods. But these are not a dig at mental health. These are people who are voluntarily crazy. They have just decided, hey, I'm gonna stop living a normal life, and I'm just gonna live in the woods and do one specific thing. Alright, so we have the big punch. Which is, you go backwards and yep. Won't use it too much, but it is pretty good, especially when they're block heavy. Oh, here comes some more. Including the Star Wars alien. See, he just wants to headbutt. I think Macro's probably our hardest of the three here, so we're gonna go with them first. Come on, take a swing at me. And boom goes your skull. Actions with the run key. Yeah, you can also do an elbow thrust, or you can just run backwards and you stop being locked on. Look at Andro's got like his beard sticking out of the helmet. Alright, it's just back to me and you, Talonko. Oh, never mind, somebody else showed up, another Birdman. Looking even more like a Star Wars alien. I was trying to block. Well, you're done for now. Yeah, try to block my heaviest punch. I like these pitcher plants that just have lips and teeth.
The Corwids are not slaves of reality, so they can be insane.
You almost seem to admire them.
I was a Corwid of the Free.
Nah, come on.
It is true. This is where I've been most of this last month.
So, was it the Corwids who made you kill Father, Mother? Was that it?
No, it's not like that at all.
But what did you do?
They can't make you do anything.
What's so special about these crackpots? I don't get it.
It's not easy to explain. I'll tell you what I can about the Corwids I met.
29 days before killing Father Mother.
One of them was Erminia. Erminia peed on herself and starved to death anonymously. And that is what Erminia did. Because Corwids are not slaves of their needs, of eating or sleeping.
Except when they choose to be.
There was also Gabel. Gabel ate people, and that's just what he had to do. The Corwids are not slaves to morality or common sense. So, if I were like Anamasta, I would have let Gabel eat me. But I didn't feel I had to be eaten.
Alright, well, before we deal with Gabel here, I think we'll end our first episode here before we find out more about Ghat's life among the Corwids. So, thank you for joining me for this especially weird little game, and I hope we'll see you again next time. But until then, take care, folks.